Insight. I'm Palki Sharma Upadhyay. On the eve of Jaya birth anniversary, her party has descended into further infighting and chaos. While Sasikala and a rival camp of OPS slug it out to claim her legacy, there's another twist in that tale. Jayalalitha's nephew, Deepak, who so far sided with Sasikala, has now staked claim to her property and legacy. Siding with his cousin Deepa, he's told NewsX that they alone are the true heirs of Poes Garden.
We are getting information that you're going to pay the 100 crore rupee fine levied by Supreme Court on your late aunt. So is it true? And how are you planning to make the payment?
No, we are going to make a request to the Honorable Supreme Court to give us a time of 3 months.
Right. Go ahead, sir.
And probably, so we paid amount and I paid amount.
So you will be paying the amount from your own, I mean the business or your own money?
I'll be paying like, I do have a business and it's a property which has been liable there.
Because there were also...
It's an ancestry property.
The property belongs to aunt. It belongs to aunt or is it...
No, it's an ancestry property.
Aunt or is it...
No, it's an ancestry property.
Okay. Okay, so ancestral property.
Yeah.
But also there were talks that Poes Garden house and Kodanadu estate could be used for paying this 100 crore rupee fine.
I'm not talking about Kodanadu house. I'm talking about nobody can. It's about Poes Garden house. Poes Garden house has been bought by my grandmother.
No, we are the authenticated authority to celebrate. So here is the original celebration. Today, this time, this won't be a celebration. We are, what is that? We lost our leader. This is the remembrance of her. This is the capital loss to AIDMK. So that is the loss even now, till now, that we are crying. So that is the real, that remembrance we are going to do.
This is an attempt to tell the people of Tamil Nadu from the Sasikala camp side that the people are still with them. And from the OPS side to make sure that, the narrative that OPS had the popular support, the people were with the OPS, that to reinforce that, again, it is very necessary that he put up a show of numbers. And, at the end of it, I think we'll have a city at standstill on 24th.
And joining us this evening, Vinoba Bhupati, media coordinator and spokesperson of the PMK with us from Chennai. We also have KC Palanisamy, ex-MP of the IDMK from our Chennai studio. We will be joined by Sumant C. Raman, a political analyst, and C. Rajshekharan, lawyer and Sasikala supporter. They'll be joining us soon. Good evening to both of you. Mr. Bhupati, to you first, just when you thought that the AIDMK has overcome a major churn, this new twist emerges. How do you see Deepak's statement today to NewsX?
So with respect to Deepak, as everybody knows, he is the legal heir. Like we are not, as a party, we don't have any objection as to be the personal heir for the late Jayalalitha. But that doesn't mean that, there are a lot of confusion here. Now there has been a revelation today evening. Everybody was surprised about that. But with respect to that, he has claimed that it seems that he is ready to pay the fine. So he is going to, he has challenged the Sasikala clan. Now this is the house. See the house. House is not together. There is a rift inside. That the house is noisy. So as PMK as a party, we don't have any problem with the personal heir as Deepak or Deepa. That's a different issue. But otherwise, there is nothing to say.
Okay. Mr. Palanisamy, are you surprised that Deepak, after openly backing Sasikala, has now said that OPS should be reinducted, that he is the heir, he will not accept Dinakaran?
No, his support to OPS, we welcome that. We welcome that his support to OPS. There only now he has taken the right decision, and Mr. OPS should be supported by him. That we welcome his statement. And at the same time, there are two other,
But he's also supporting Sasikala.
No, he Sasikala's chapter in AIDMK is over. Now he
How is
a
it over?
convict.
Her nephew is
He
in charge, her
opposes,
man is the chief
Mr.
minister.
Dinakaran. And he's no, see, Sasikala is a convict and she cannot directly control the government, and she indirectly trying to impose her things on the present chief minister. So that's for what we are demanding the party election and a fair confidential voting with the MLAs. If there is a fair and confidential voting with the MLAs with secret ballot, and we will be changing the government, and the Mr. OPS would be made as the chief minister. That is what we are demanding and pressing. And as far as the party is concerned, we want the party elections is to be held, and at that time we will capture the party and we will protect the two leaf, and we will carry on with the Amma's legacy further.
Yeah, everyone wants to carry on with Amma's
may I
legacy. We
intervene?
do not
May I
know who's the
intervene,
true
please?
heir. Mr. Rajshekharan, what do you make of Deepak's statement to NewsX today? He said that I support Sasikala, I want OPS to be reinducted, but I'm not going to agree with the choice of Dinakaran.
See, there is a lot of water flown under the bridge, and the OPS is a finished chapter, and they have no locus standi to talk about ADMK, because Deepak has clearly said that Sasikala I fully support, and he has just only made a point that he wants to, if at all OPS wants to survive, let him come and join the ADMK. He has only invited him. He has not said OPS should take charge. All this stuff is not. They can celebrate on whatever Deepak
He has
says.
said he is a three-time chief minister. He should be in charge of the party, not TTV Dinakaran.
Palki.
Yes,
see,
sir.
See, definitely Deepak and Deepa are the legitimate legal heir when it comes to late Dr. Jayalalitha. I don't dispute that. But they are very much in contact with Mrs. Sasikala Natarajan, and day first today he had visited the Parapana Agragaram prison, and he has said that he will stand by Mrs. Sasikala Natarajan. The message is very clear. Of course, there are differences of opinion. It will be resolved in a day or two. And O. Paneerselvam, if he wants, he can come and stand in the party as a member. That's what Deepak says. It's not my version. So everybody is united. There is a government in place. Nobody can play with the issues, or they can fish in the troubled waters. As of today, the ADMK is united, and they will definitely succeed in following the good deeds and the good legacy of late Dr. Jayalalitha, who was the leader for them and who is the leader forever.
Let me, sir, repeat to you what Deepak Jayakumar told NewsX, and I know exactly what he said. I can replay that bite for you if you want. He's basically said that I do not agree with the choice of Dinakaran. Maybe Sasikala was forced to hand over the reins of the party to him, and that O. Paneerselvam, who's a three-time chief minister, has a better claim, a bigger claim to lead the party. This is what he said.
That's right, but that may be his opinion. The majority MLA is going by the numbers. You always have to go by the numbers. Yes, he has all the right to air his opinion.
Okay.
And it can be, I mean, he can be always compromised.
MLAs have got nothing to do with the party.
Party is that is the internal party affair of ADMK. See, first of all, others need to have to worry about what is going to happen inside ADMK. And if at all something has to happen, it has to happen between the four walls of ADMK party. And outsiders are outsiders always, including me. And if Deepak has raised a point, definitely he has the right to raise his point, and it will be resolved in a day or two.
Right.
It is only an eye-opener for ADMK leaders.
Okay, no one wants to pry. Your party men are washing dirty linen in public. We have no choice but to report it. Sumansi Raman, how do you see these statements?
Well, I think Deepak's move today has set the cat among the pigeons for two reasons. One, while there was near unanimity amongst the senior leadership with reference to Mrs. Sasikala taking over as the General Secretary of the party, the same kind of unanimity may not have been there for Mr. Dinakaran or Dr. Venkatesh and the other members of the family. So now it sort of seeks to play in or widen that chasm that sort of exists in the minds of even those who are firmly on Mrs. Sasikala Natarajan's side. some of them may be having misgivings about the kind of support that they should have to give to Mr. Janakaran or Dr. Venkatesh and others. The second part is the question of the claim on the property. Now, so far, this was only spoken about in hush-hush terms, and nobody was actually, laying a specific claim on the property to the extent that Deepak has done today. You must remember, until a week or so ago, Deepak was totally on Mrs. Sasikala's side, and he was parroting the same line, even to the extent of going against his own sister. So something has happened in the last day or two that has made him come out and take this stance. And this is really not going to, I don't agree with Mr. Rajshekaran that this is going to blow over in a day or two. I think that it has exposed some of the fault lines which other party men have also been sort of saying off the record. Even those in the Sasikala camp have been speaking about, being uneasy about the other members of the family being projected. So this is going to deepen those fault lines, and the fact that he is clearly, thrown in his lot with Mr. OPS to the extent of saying that he thinks OPS should lead. I think that is also going to create a problem. The bigger problem he's raised is what about the will, and who's going to be the heir, and what happens to the property. Now that's another big issue, because that has also been spoken about for so long, but nobody's actually come out and said it in the open. Now Deepak has said it. So that's also another issue that's going to be discussed. And it's going to be very difficult to deny in the absence of a will. If there is a will, then it hasn't been of a will. It's going to be very difficult to deny Deepak and Deepa whatever is their legitimate share.
Sumansi Raman, let me tell you what exactly he said, and I'm quoting: Deepa and I are the legal heirs. Poes Garden and Jayalalitha's property belongs to us. But he also then went on to say that they will not stake claim and they have no issues with Sasikala and a family living there. So what does this mean? Is this a real threat? Is it a statement of intent? What do we make of this?
No, I don't think he's spoken about staking claim as far as the property. I think he said he's not interested in politics and staking claim to the party.
Okay.
I think they're two different things. I think he was very clear about him and his sister being the legal heir and so on. So the question is, this issue of them being the legal heirs, which people sort of knew even earlier, was never actually articulated, because neither of them actually explicitly came out and said, and Deepak has given another interview about 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, where he never ever spoke about raising all these issues. He never spoke about the Poes Garden home, or he never spoke about any other property. So he said he was very happy, and he supported Mrs. Sasikala, and she used to give him money whenever he asked for it over the years. And he said all those kind of things. Now today it's a totally different picture. Something has happened in the last day or two that has ruptured their relationship. And it remains to be seen how far Deepak is willing to go now, in terms of what his needs are. Is he just after the property? Is he after some component of the political legacy, though he is denying it in the interview? We really will have to wait and see, because his next move will depend on what exactly he wants.
Right, Mr. Rajshekaran, you're laughing. I'll come back to you with a question in just a bit. We have to take a very short break, but do stay with us. Appreciate you joining us. To Mr. Rajshekaran, as I promised before the break, first the fight for the government, sir, on the floor of the assembly and outside, the resort politics and what have you. Now nephew versus nephew for Poes Garden. If this isn't a clamour for power and wealth of your departed leader, Mr. Rajshekaran, what is?
See, Palki, I definitely agree with whatever Deepak claims and Deepak claims. It is their property, and definitely I would understand going by the versions of Deepa and Deepak, that they are comfortable with Mrs. Sasikala Natarajan, and they are happy also that she is staying at Poes Garden. Her relatives are staying, and all this is agreed before itself, and he has just gone to Bangalore and met her and come back.
No, Deepa
he has
never
made
said
some.
that. When did Deepa say that?
No. See, Deepa. See, Deepak has said
Deepa
we are
never
together.
said the such thing.
Going by the
Deepa
version of
is
Deepak,
against
I'm
Ms.
telling.
Sasikala.
Going by the version of Deepak, I'm telling that Deepak has made it very clear.
But you mentioned
that
Deepa and she's against
he
Sasikala, and he's saying that we are the true heirs, so there is something boiling, something brewing which you're not talking about.
No, that can be boiling. That can be boiling point for all these parties which are desperate to clinch the power, which will not happen. 4.5 years of ADMK governance and good governance, and government will be there.
Palki, I'll give you one more bit of information.
All his issues will be solved.
Palki, may I come in, please?
Just a
Palki,
second.
may I come in, please?
Just a second.
Yeah.
Ms. Palki, may I come in, please?
One bit of information. Apparently, many of the news channels had gone to meet Deepa today, and this story of the interview with Deepak happened to multiple channels soon after that. So you can draw your own inferences as to whether the brother and sister are acting now in tandem, because actually the channels had gone not to interview Deepak. There was no plan to interview Deepak as such. The channels had all gone to, because tomorrow Deepa is launching a new forum, and she was giving out some information about what is the plan for tomorrow and so on. So actually the TV crews were actually at Deepa's place, and then they happened to call Deepak. Now
we happened to call
you
Deepak.
can figure out for yourself who could have suggested this as an option.
That's very, very interesting. An interesting spin you've given. Vinoba Bhupati, you wanted to make a point?
Yeah, see here, what is more in Tamil Nadu? Hydrocarbon project which has been approved going to be approved by the central government. There is a lot of crisis in Kotai, and there is a farmer suicide everywhere in Tamil Nadu, and we are waiting for farmers in deep districts, especially in Delta region. They are waiting for compensation for the lost crops, and these are very, very serious issues. The government is going on freebie. They are giving doles, they are giving subsidies for which is not necessary at this point of time. They have to concentrate on governance. Instead, this particular government is unfit, absolutely not worth to be in office for even one more day. People are against the government. Now, what is happening? All of the media, all of the parties are only concentrating on that particular one aspect, which is unnecessary now. See, with respect to legitimacy of the right of Deepak and Deepa, personally they are legitimate. Personal hires of Dr. Jayalalitha, late Jayalalitha. But with respect to politics, see who is ruling it. The liquor baron is ruling Tamil Nadu. Is it appropriate? Indirectly or directly? There is a Binami government going on. So these are very serious issues. People should think about all these things. We have to propagate and disseminate this kind of information to the people. And this particular government is, see here, both the factions, Sasikala faction as well as OPS faction, they are saying they are going to follow the A1 in the particular case. Who is a convict? Jayalalitha, the late chief minister. Even this general secretary is a convict. And both the factions are saying, one faction is saying that we will follow both A1 and A2 in the disproportionate approach case, and the other faction, OPS faction, says that they are going to follow A1. And he's painting all his car and he's going for a darshan throughout Tamil Nadu. What kind of inference is Tamil Nadu is going to give to the outside world?
Mr.
What kind of
Rajshekharan?
inference it will give? Governance is the last priority for this government.
Mr. Rajshekharan, first you fight on the floor of the assembly.
Let Mr. Vinoba go and campaign on that plank. Let Mr. Vinoba go and campaign on that plank. Let us see what the people of Tamil Nadu have to say.
That's a different matter, but he's making a fair point. This government
we will
is
do.
set up.
Please go, that is what we have been doing for the
Go and
past
campaign.
week.
Go and talk.
Definitely do.
Go and try and malign. Go and try and malign our
we are
former
definitely
chief
going to
minister's
do,
name
Mr.
and try to
Suman.
campaign. We'll see how many votes you get in the streets of Tamil Nadu.
Mr. Rajshekharan, the fact is you're so embroiled in your own internal matters, sir. Tomorrow we'll see one upmanship on celebrating Jayalalitha's birthday. Where is the governance in Tamil Nadu?
Malki, I agree with Sumant Raman, because nobody has the moral right to go and campaign on these plans which they claim, because everybody has been charge-sheeted for corruption charges, and there are cases before the CBI court against Anbumani Ramdas.
You respond to the issues he brought up, sir.
No, I tell you.
See,
Everybody has
unfortunate,
cases against all parties.
this is Rajshekar,
So,
he doesn't show who is he. Unfortunately, he is coming
Yes,
out and
finish
saying,
up. Make your point.
See, I want to make it very
Just
clear.
a second.
There are
Vinoba, just a
corruption
second.
charges.
Whatever Mr.
There are
Rajshekar
corruption
says,
charges.
it's not wrong, it's completely wrong. See, here we have a CM who is convicted. The ex-CM who is convicted. A general secretary of a party who is convicted. He is talking about some case which is not, there is no ground for the case. Why Rajshekar wanted to create? I am talking the fact. Let him talk the fact. I am talking about the fact. Please see the case with ADMK, the Sasikala faction. The last CM is a convict by the Supreme Court of India, none other than the Supreme Court of
We
India.
can't make much
Why
sense
Mr.
if all of you are
Rajshekar
going to talk
can't
at the same
understand
time. So
this?
let me
Why
ask a
can't
question to
understand? Very
Palanisamy.
unfortunate.
Mr. Palanisamy.
Convicted, all are charge-sheeted.
Look,
Okay. All right.
Charges against them. And what else?
Relax,
I
sir.
don't hold brief to anybody. But I'm only
Let him. He's
Mr.
talking nothing else.
Palanisamy,
He's talking
Deepak
all
has
wrong rubbish.
surprisingly thrown his weight behind OPS now. Is he ready to bury the hatchet if he's asked to leave the party? Is he ready to accept EPS as Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu after all that has happened?
conflict of interest.
Mr. Rajshekharan, please.
It is conflict of interest.
Okay, sir.
People
Yeah,
who have
we all want
cheating, fraud.
AIDMK is to be
I
led
don't
by
want
Mr.
it
Paneer
for
Selvam,
anybody.
and except
I only
Sasikala's
say-
family, all other cadres has to get united, and the party and the government has to be led
Everybody
by
has
Mr.
criminal
Paneer Selvam.
charges.
This is
Everybody
what we
has
have been saying
all
consistently.
political leaders.
And as far as Poes Garden is concerned, Poes Garden is concerned, we have been repeatedly saying Poes Garden, where Amma has lived for many years, that should be made as Amma's memorial house, and for which everyone should cooperate to that, and Mr. Sasikala's family has to move out of Poes Garden, and it is to be handed over to the government, and it is to be managed as a Amma's memorial. Then Deepak has also mentioned about that 100 crore fine. The AIDMK as a party has enough funds to pay that, so that money will be paid by Mr. OPS out of the party funds. We will pay that
Does
fine
he
to the
control
court.
the party
And
funds?
even if there is some hurdle in that, probably all the 1.5
Does he
crore
control the party
cadre,
funds, sir,
we will
still?
all contribute, and we will deposit that money, and but for that there is no need for anybody to go for borrowings or personally to pay.
You're
We
not
are
answering
the
my
cadres,
question, Mr.
we are the legal
Palanisamy.
heirs of Amma. We are continuing with Amma's legacy. We will collectively pay that money from our own pockets. All the cadres of AIDMK will collectively pay that money. We will pay that.
Okay, good luck with that. Maybe that is what the next fight is going to be about. Sumansi Raman, tomorrow is going to be the birthday. Who celebrates better, and then who collects 100 crore rupees first to pay?
Look, but I tell you one thing, Palki. Despite what has happened, despite the conviction, I think the people of Tamil Nadu look upon Ms. Jayalalitha with a great deal of affection.
I'm sure.
Anybody, any political party that goes or attempts to go and malign her name in front of the people is going to lose extremely badly. I think, for instance, I do believe that the DMK realized that
Absolutely
early,
right. I
and
agree
that's
with
why
Suman
they
Raman.
so they initially started saying that, you know,
Back for
They may not need an opposition, you know. They're going to do the opposition's job themselves. The kind of infighting we're seeing.
Am I doing anything wrong?
We are out of
against
time.
the Supreme Court judgment?
Vinoba Bhupati, Mr. Palanisamy,
Sumant Raman is
Sumansi
right.
Raman, Mr.
Sumant Raman
Rajshekar,
is
thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you for joining us, all of you, and thanks for watching.